congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel, get a bird's eye view. Hotel, got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Hat on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one, they wanna keep me, oh that's a good one. Pockets are dense, I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a good one in store between the Brooklyn Barons and the Tennessee Titans. With that, let's get you up to Nashville and Nissan Stadium. For the call, we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Brooklyn Barons and the Tennessee Titans. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL. Underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's
an offensive coordinator, and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13. And the offensive starters for Tennessee.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
Complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Not the best of starts here offensively. You're back home. You lost a couple games in a row, and here's an early 3-and-out to start things off.
And I think they were counting on being at home and having the home crowd carry them along a little bit to help things get better. But the bottom line is you don't get the crowd involved until you play better. They've got to create some first downs, some big plays, things of that nature to make sure that the crowd is right there with them.
On first down, Taylor. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. On second down now, it's Taylor.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Here's Taylor. He finds an opening past the 40. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. A big play there, and even 50 yards. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
They hand off to their big tight end. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass. Toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11. Sets them up 1st and goal.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Check 9.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll run with Taylor. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
A gain of 2, just like we saw on 1st and 2nd down as well. Deuce is wild.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they've got it 2nd down and 12. On 2nd and 12, Cousins, and caught by Henry. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now a give, right side. Taylor. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set, and that 3-4, you've got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams, but when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
They give it off here to the tight end, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Now Wilson dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. That's good for 28 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it, because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Here's Wilson to throw.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big. There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play, because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd down, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's more on the return. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 at the 23-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 34 yards there and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Wilson. Herndon's got it complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
23 yards the pickup there.
Mike. Mike. Check.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Taylor. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Sanders. Powers through again. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Cousins. Open man is Kirk, complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Sanders. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And an alley to run. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. On 1st down, Sanders. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Back now in Nashville. It's Titan football here as they trail to begin the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, it's Sanders. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. The Titans on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. Now Cousins. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Cousins, this time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
They'll keep it on the ground. Taylor. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On 3rd down, it's Taylor. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
27 yards there, a first down. Now Wilson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. They'll keep it on the ground. Taylor. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throwing again on second down. Cousins. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. Cousins to throw it.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone. And this will be a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their own 43. Throwing is Cousins. He goes underneath the Drake. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw, Cousins. And he hits Drake. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Well, that last completion is certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he's got his target. That's more. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. One last shot now for Cousins. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone, as time has run out on this ball game. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for our visitors, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Titans, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Up this magic with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Felt like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. Up it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use it, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Get drown out my problems, let me up it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.